Welcome back, Jenny and Ethan. Ready to continue our journey into the world of AI algorithms?
Ready.
Great. Last time, we talked about something super cool, AI algorithms. We learned about the different steps that AI follows to solve problems, just like how we follow steps to solve a puzzle. We also discussed machine learning, which is a special kind of AI that learns from examples. In case you missed AI algorithm part 1, make sure to click the link in the description below to catch up. Now, let's talk about the different types of AI algorithms. There are many kinds of AI algorithms, and each one is like a special tool designed to solve different kinds of problems. The common ones are decision trees, neural networks, clustering, linear regression, and k-nearest neighbors.
Can you show us how some of these work?
Absolutely, Jenny. Let's explore each one with a fun example. A decision tree is like a flowchart that helps make decisions. Let's say we want to decide what activity to do. If it's sunny, we might play outside. If it's rainy, we might read a book. If it's evening, we might watch a movie. A decision tree has branches that represent different choices or questions. Each branch leads to another question or a final decision, much like choosing different paths based on your answers. Let's see an example. Imagine you have a big question. What snack should I have? We'll use a decision tree to figure it out. Here's how it works. Big question. What snack should I have? First, we ask, is it sweet or salty? If you choose sweet, the next question is, do you want something cold? If you say yes, you choose ice cream. If you say no, you choose chocolate. But if you choose salty, the next question is, do you want something crunchy? If you say yes, you choose chips. And if you say no, you choose pretzels.
So, it's like choosing what to do step by step?
Exactly, Ethan. Each question in the decision tree helps us make the final decision. In real life, decision trees are used by doctors to diagnose illnesses. They ask a series of questions about your symptoms to decide what illness you might have and the best treatment. This is an example of supervised learning, where the algorithm learns from labeled data. Next, we have neural networks. Neural networks are designed to work like the human brain, with nodes, or neurons, connected by pathways. Neural networks learn by adjusting the connections between nodes based on the data they receive. It's like how your brain strengthens connections when you practice something.
Can we see an example?
Sure. Imagine a neural network learning to recognize handwriting. It looks at many examples of letters and learns to identify patterns to correctly recognize each letter. In real life, neural networks are used in facial recognition technology. Your phone can unlock by recognizing your face because of a neural network that has learned from many photos of different faces. This is also an example of supervised learning. Next AI algorithm we have is clustering. Clustering is an algorithm that groups similar items together. Let's play a game. We have a bunch of colored balls. Let's group them by color.
So, clustering is like sorting things into groups?
Exactly, Ethan. The algorithm looks at the features of each item and groups similar ones together. In real life, clustering is used by streaming services to recommend movies. They group users with similar watching habits to suggest shows and movies that others in the same group have liked. This is an example of unsupervised learning, where the algorithm finds patterns without labeled data. Now, let's talk about linear regression. Linear regression is used to find the relationship between two things. Imagine you want to know how your height changes as you grow older. We plot your age and height on a graph and draw a line that best fits the points.
So the line shows how height changes with age?
Yes, Jenny. The line helps us predict future heights based on the pattern it finds in the data. In real life, linear regression is used by economists to predict things like future sales based on past data. They can predict how much of a product will be sold next month based on sales data from previous months. This is another example of supervised learning. Now, let's talk about k-nearest neighbors. K-nearest neighbors is an algorithm that classifies items based on their similarity to others. Let's classify some fruits. We have apples, bananas, and oranges, each with different features like color, size, and shape.
How does it work?
The algorithm looks at the features of a new fruit and finds the most similar ones in its data. It then classifies the new fruit based on the majority of its neighbors. For example, if most of the neighbors are apples, it classifies the new fruit as an apple. In real life, k-nearest neighbors is used in things like online stores to recommend products. If you like certain toys, the algorithm looks at what other kids who like those toys have bought, and recommends similar toys to you. This is a type of supervised learning.
Thanks, Randy. This was so interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more AI algorithms in action.
We have a range of fascinating topics lined up for our upcoming videos, including AI deep learning, AI safety, coding in AI, natural language processing, NLP, and much more. Stay tuned for exciting content. To learn more about artificial intelligence, go to www.aieducationforkids.com. If you would like to read books and do some activity, then we have some wonderful collection of books on artificial intelligence like Introduction to AI, Brainy Bots, Fantastic Future, Building AI. These books will help you grow and explore the new world of artificial intelligence. You can find all the links and details in the video description below. If you like this video, then please click the like button. To get notifications for more such educational videos on AI, please hit the subscribe button. See you next time.